Ladies and gentlemen, respected dignitaries, esteemed members of SAFA bodies, and distinguished speakers, a very warm welcome to the insightful, the 28th webinar on bridging the mindset gap. This knowledge initiative is being organized by the Members in Practice Committee of ICI in collaboration with SAFA SMP Committee, reflecting our shared vision of empowering professionals across the South Asian region. Today's session addresses a critical transformation in our profession, moving beyond numbers, moving beyond compliance, and stepping into the role of trusted advisors, delivering clarity, insight, and value. It's my privilege to introduce our respected mentors and guiding force. The first of all, CA Madhukar Narayan Heer Gange sir, the chairman, members in practice committee. The name synonymous with excellence, integrity, and thought leadership in profession. CA Heer Gange is a Central Council member of ICI and renowned expert in indirect taxation, having contributed immensely to professional education, policy advisory, and capacity building. He is widely respected for his deep technical expertise, his practical approach to complex issues, and his passion for mentoring professionals. His ability to simplify complicated concepts and align them with real world application makes him a true thought leader who has inspired thousands of chartered accountants. Sir, we are honored by your presence today and look forward to your valuable insights. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Priyanshu, and thanks for that nice, warm introduction. I will not take more than 5 minutes. This committee, when we started it last year, we thought of doing a lot of foundational work. And that foundational work, I am happy to say that thanks to the office, it has been done largely. We had decided last year that we will add 5 new areas of practice, which we did. And this year we'll be adding 5 more new areas of practice. And in these 5 areas of practice, we will have non-traditional areas, at least 2, and new age areas 3. So this is our, what I can say, throwing the hat method of ensuring that we do something which will stretch all of us. In that, I think GCC readiness, because GCC in India is growing by leaps and bounds. We have NCR, we have Bangalore, we have Hyderabad, Pune, where the world is coming to us. And I think with these uncertain times, what are happening, more of the world may come to India. This is what I feel. And if they are coming to India, then they need services from us. So I think that will happen. We have also found, Humayunji, you maybe also think about this, that many of the people go for jobs. But we feel that maybe one of the jobs of the SMP committee or the CMP committee here in India is that we need to do something to attract the students to the practice. So this year we are designing a program which will be open to all the persons who have passed and maybe those who don't go into the jobs. Of course, this year we have had record. The number of people seeking jobs is 4,000 and the number of jobs we have in the campus is 9,000. Normally it used to be the opposite. So I think there is a reversal, and I hope that even in spite of this, there will be people who will come to practice, and we are going to support them with a 30-day residential program. These 30 days will give them practice insights. It will give them easy ways of getting into specializations. It will give them the right attitude. We are going to spend maybe a week on getting the attitudes correct. Also, we will focus some on skills like negotiation skills or analytical skills. We are also going to look at all the new age practices which we are not even teaching. Whatever we are not teaching also, we will bring it to their notice. And what we are teaching is going to cover virtual CFO. Maybe we'll also look at a possible international VAT desk, because I am a person from GST background, Humayun sir. I actually, whatever people talk about me, my name has been made in GST, not in CMP. But I purposely took CMP because it's a new area, and at my age, I need a challenge. I can't do something which is easy for me. I have to do something which is difficult. So with that, we are looking at all the members also telling us what more they want. We have also absorbed the committee of, uh, what is the committee, Priyanshu? That professional skill empowerment.
Professional Skill Enrichment Committee.
Yeah. So that committee also we have absorbed into our committee, and we are going to take up some projects of theirs too. With that, I would like to thank everybody for joining, and especially the speakers for taking special efforts. I'm sorry my council meeting is still going on, and therefore I may not be able to join other than sporadically. I'll join for some time. Maybe I can certainly hear Dinesh ji for about 5 minutes. And after that, I will try and join Ginesh ji. I don't want to
Please.
do. I will come for a short time in
ये
between.
मेरा सौभाग्य होगा सर.
Thank you very much
for setting up the tone for the webinar today. So we are equally honored and to welcome CA Prabhu, Vice President SAPA and immediate past President of ICAI Nepal. A senior partner with over 25 years of professional experience, he has been instrumental in delivering assurance, advisory, and risk management services, strengthening institutional frameworks, contributing actively to the accounting profession across Nepal and SAPA. His expertise spans audit, due diligence, financial advisory, and quality control standards. Sir, we deeply value your presence and insights today. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Priyanshu ji. Thank you, Madhukur ji, for introducing everybody. Good afternoon and welcome. My sincere greetings to the SAFA President, Committee Chair and members, speakers, the Secretariat team, as well as all the distinguished personalities attending this webinar from all across the region. It's my great pleasure to welcome you all. Firstly, this is a great initiative of the committee to continue organizing this changing mindset series on a weekly basis, and it deserves sincere praise. Please continue doing it. Today, we are discussing two very relevant topics. Both the topics are such that the headings of the topic itself are self-explanatory. We professional accountants are in a business where most of our assignments end with us issuing a report. A good report is one which provides value to our client. And today we are going to talk about how we could increase the value of our report by moving from simply reporting on compliances and internal control issues to a higher level of explaining our findings and other advisory services in clear terms. If the report that we issue with respect to audit of financial statement or any other consulting or advisory assignments have proper explanation on the matters raised, explaining the risks involved, its mitigation, as well as potential opportunities that the business can have, the quality and promptness of decision that the business would take would improve a great deal, especially if we are able to explain our finding in such a way that the client understands the issue with clarity. In effect, explaining converts information into quick and clear understanding, and which in effect will help decision makers take improved decisions promptly. So if we can move from reporting to explaining, we can add more value to our clients, which will make them happier and more effective. And this will eventually help us succeed and grow quicker. The second topic today talks about professional competence. In addition to technical knowledge that any professional should have, there are also certain professional competencies that one need to master to succeed in our professional lives. Our eminent speaker will explain about different professional competencies that we shall have to possess, in addition to core technical knowledge that we already have. I would not dwell into the topics any further and would look forward to listening to the eminent speakers who shall explain these concepts further. I'm pretty sure that today's webinar will encourage our members to see things from different perspective and change our mindsets and think and act differently. I would like to send across my special thanks to both the eminent speakers and also to all the participants from different POs attending this webinar. Welcome once again. I remain here. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. So now we are privileged to have with us Mr. Mohammad Himayu Kabir, the president of SAPA. With over 45 years of distinguished professional experience, he is a fellow member of ICA Bangladesh, and a stalwart in financial management, corporate governance, and fiscal policy. His illustrious journey includes leadership roles across industry, government advisory, and regulatory frameworks. Recognition of a commercially important person multiple times, contributions to the national policy making and corporate governance. He is widely respected for his thought leadership and impactful engagement with policymakers and industry leaders. Sir, your presence adds immense value and prestige to this platform. I would request if you can share your words of wisdom with the members today. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Priyanshaji. Good afternoon to everybody. My dear Vice President, Mr. C. Popinja ji, and also the Chair of the SMP Committee, Madhukar Hirangagaji, and other distinguished colleagues, guests, fellow professionals, and aspiring, I was practicing accountants. Good day to you all. It is a profound honor to join you today as we continue our journey through the Bridging the Mindset Gap webinar series. This collaboration between the SAFA SMP Committee and the CMP of ICI represent a vital commitment to the evolution of our profession across South Asia. As we stand at the intersection of rapid technological advancement and shifting economic landscapes, the mindset gap is no longer just a conceptual challenge. It is a functional one. Today, we address two pillars that will define the relevance of the modern practitioner: the transition from reporting to explaining and the continuous refinement of professional competence. For decades, the hallmark of a successful small and medium practitioners was the production of accurate, compliant financial statements. While technical accuracy remains our foundation, it is no longer the ceiling of our value proposition. They do not merely want a balance sheet. Our clients, they do not merely want a balance sheet. They want to know what those numbers mean for their survival, their growth, and their future. We must move from being a historian of financial data to being interpreter of business health. While doing so, when we explain the why behind the what, we transit from a compliance cost to a strategic partner. We provide the clarity that allows entrepreneurs to make confident, informed decisions. Our second topic today, professional competence, is the engine that drives this transition. In the era of artificial intelligence and automated bookkeeping, competence is being redefined. It is no longer enough to know the standards. One must know how to apply them in a world of digital assets, ESG mandates, and global volatility. True competence today is a blend of three things. First, the technical agility, which means staying ahead of IFRS development and the digital transformation. Second is ethical fortitude, that is maintaining the public trust, that is the bedrock of our, which is the bedrock of our profession. Third element is the soft skill, that is the ability to communicate complex financial narratives in a way that resonates with a non-financial audience. The mindset gap is bridged when we stop seeing ourselves as mere processor of information and start seeing ourselves as architects of business value. I want to thank the organizers for the curating such timely topics. I am confident that the insights shared by our eminent speakers, say Agnes Desai and I think
Dinesh
another
Agarwal.
Dinesh ji.
Dinesh Agarwal.
Uh, both the eminent speaker today will empower our practitioner who is participating today to return to their practice not just with a better tools but with a better perspective. I wish this seminar, with this webinar, every success. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. So, ladies and gentlemen, we move on to the sessions with the speakers today. It's now my distinct privilege to introduce a speaker who truly redefines the way finance is perceived and communicated. A rare blend of financial expert, storyteller, educator, and thought leader, C. Dinesh Agarwal brings with him over 19 years of rich global experience spanning India, the United States, Dubai, and Hong Kong. But what truly sets him apart is it is not just his experience, it is his ability to humanize finance. But what truly sets him apart is not just his experience, it is his ability to humanize finance. In a world where numbers often overwhelm, he transformed them into narratives, turning data into decisions, turning balance sheets into stories, and turning complexity into clarity. He is widely recognized as a global finance leader, a renowned international speaker, a policy influencer, and knowledge contributor, and a passionate educator who has delivered over 1,000 plus hours of impactful learning sessions. He is known as the Mango Man. He brings a uniquely Indian flavor to global business thinking, beautifully connected everyday experiences, culture, and cuisines with management wisdom. His sessions are not just informative, they are experimental, relatable, and deeply thought provoking. Today, he will guide us through a critical transformation in our professional journey, move from reporting to explaining. Clients don't just want financial statements, they want clarity. So, we are confident that this session will not only enhance your understanding, but also change the way you communicate value to your clients. Please join with me in warmly welcoming CA Dinesh Agarwal, sir. CA Dinesh, sir, over to you with your session.
All right, thank you. Thank you, Priyanshu. Am I audible, Yagnesh ji? Quick yes?
Yes, you are very much audible. You are very much.
Excellent. Thank you, Madhukar ji. Thank you to all the dignitaries for this wonderful launch pad for today's session. I was lately wondering how do I start off, 45 minutes, how do I start off having this discussion? And then, thought of it's all about bridging the mindset gap. And I thought of putting these three pictures in front of me. The biggest storyteller of the world, I would invariably call Steve Jobs. I mean, he has never sold an iPhone. He has always sold a story in front of us, isn't it? All his speeches, right on 11th of September every year, right from iPhone 1, 2 through iPhone 13, 14 before he died, he always sold a story. And the punchline of the story, Apple's operating margin close to 50 to 60%. I mean, that's the value add Apple has brought to all of us. And all from the storytelling approach of Steve Jobs. Then the person right at the center is Bill Gates. I mean, no different from Steve Jobs. He has played his part. But the third one, what you see in front is exactly you. And that is what the next 40 session will really focus about is having this conversation about you. How can we bridge the mindset gap? All right. So let's get started. Now, if you are thinking it's a U shape, and who are the people sitting next to me? The biggest hook I want to start off with today is, CA profession is never about me. Underline. CA profession is never about I, me, myself. CA profession is all about bringing your people together and exposing or giving them the visibility the world deserves. People sitting next to me, the person sitting right next on my right is a senior partner. But other than him, all sitting around me are juniors, juniors professionally. They are pretty young. I'm a pretty old man. But the biggest bridging the mindset gap is what I want to start off with, which is issue number 2. I'll come to that. Is the solo hero syndrome. And yesterday I was having a conversation with Madhukar ji, and he said the audience which we want to address today are all from tier 2, 3, and 4 city. And many a times we try to do things on isolation. Trust me, we are not superheroes. What we need to do is engage, delegate more and more. And I'll cover this issue a bit more in detail, what we literally call solo hero syndrome. Narayan Murthy would have never built Infosys had he not brought in people with amazing skill set and delegated the work to him. If you get a chance, read a book, The Business Legends by Geeta Piramal. That book talks about 4 business legends in India, which is from the Tata House, the Birla and all. And they always had one thing in common: delegate more and more if you really want that top line, middle line, and bottom line to tell a story to you. So the biggest punchline of today's discussion, where I want to start off with, is I don't want that solo hero syndrome. I want all of us to participate, all of us to grow. If you go back in the space of stocks and value creation, the biggest people who have made wealth are all the people who have shared their wealth with others, isn't it? And that's the idea of today's session. People watching me, listening to me with all their laptops on across India, tier 2, 3, and 4 city. I know you fear that the clients might get lost. I know you fear, well, Dinesh, it doesn't happen in reality, but I can tell you it does happen. And we will cover and unfold in next 5 to 7 minutes. Well, we're talking about bridging the mindset gap and presenting the financials in a better way. Let's shatter some of the myths which is holding us back. And I said, if you guys are all in front of your laptop, listening, not listening, just keep doing what you're doing, because I'm about to take off a flight today. IC 0406 now. It's 4:24 India time, and we will be traveling around about 35,000 feet above the sea level. There will be a lot of weather issues in between, and we will face all that. So there will be some very, very serious discussions as we move along. There will be some uncomfortable conversations because weather isn't good. But trust me, we will all land safely around about 5 p.m. from here. So 25, 30 minutes, you're in a flight with me, and I'm your captain. And trust me, we will take care of you very well as we move along. So the biggest point I want to really shatter some of the myths we are holding. Wow, this is what we are. We were talking about Madhugar sir talking about training 5,000 CAs, isn't it? 5,000 CAs, a whooping number. That's what we are now. We are only in one era now, pre-Gen Z and live Gen Z. We need to settle down quickly. All senior chartered accountants born between 1980 to 2000. We have to stop saying, "Ye Gen Z kya hai yaar? This Gen Z are so difficult to get managed. What's wrong with Gen Z? Why don't they listen us?" This conversation isn't going to yield anything to us. Pre-Gen Z is all about adjust, just respect your seniors and all. But we need to move to a phase where we talk about Gen Z. And what are these Gen Zs here? Gen Z is all about, Gen Z is all about, question first. They challenge they challenge status quo, isn't it for us? So all the people in practice, tier 2, 3, 4 city, the first or the second gap we need to bridge is the pre-Gen Z era and live Gen Z era. Gen Zs will question us. They do not want to do work which they feel is not of value adding. So the more and more we kind of bridge this Gen Z gap, the better it is. And as I speak, we have just taken off. We are airborne now, around about 7,000 feet above the sea level. We move to the other one. Well, this is again interesting and coming down again from my yesterday's conversation with Madhukar sir. And this is something which might bring smile on everybody's face. Be practical is a lie they sold us early. You would have heard about many people saying be practical. I always say, guys, be mad. All the chartered accountants listening to me, be mad, be passionate, because that is what will shape your career. Don't compete with anybody else, just compete with yourself. And the idea of this slide, the idea of this particular slide is all about, look at some of the famous advertisement taglines. Amul, utterly butterly delicious. फेविकॉल का जोड़ है टूटेगा नहीं. सर्फ एक्सेल दाग अच्छे होते हैं. कैडबरीज कुछ खास है. एनएचएल हर एक फ्रेंड जरूरी होता है. They really don't sell us be practical. They're all selling us emotions. And this is where I'm launching you to my discussion today. That what are we talking about? Go beyond the financial numbers and start telling a story. This is my first launch pad to you today. And start selling emotions, all the chartered accountants. Because if we continue to sell numbers, it isn't going to fetch us anything. We have to start doing a triangulation check, P&L, balance sheet, notes to accounts, cash flow, and start visualizing and telling a story to the client. That will be my punchline number 3 of today's session. Perhaps the best ever is get out in the market. And what I really like about the Nike's ad is just do it. And just one of the disclaimers, none of these brands have paid me for talking about them today, but it is for our own interest that I put across this. I really believe that Nike ad of just going around and doing it. Right, so that's the third punchline. Well, move on. And this is one thing which I have learned and something which I have got very, very strong feedback from a lot of people about our spoken English, our written English, isn't it? And I come from a very small place called Sambalpur, Orissa. I have never spoken in English in my life. And I'll tell you the way I have spoken English. We had richness of Desiki. That's me in 9th standard. But then, if you're really focusing on getting your English right, this is the right time to all the budding chartered accountants. And I'll tell you a very small trick here. Chat GPT is free of cost, isn't it? I mean, whenever you want to send any email or anything to a client, just open Chat GPT. Whatever you want to write down and say, redraft for me. I repeat, redraft for me. As you are typing, Chat GPT will ensure your grammar is correct, your English is correct, and the eye to detailing is sustained. So one of the tricks from today's session, please use Chat GPT to your advantage. And as we move along, we will get deeper into this subject. That's one of the learning I want to give you all is to start using AI to your advantage. It's perfectly fine if I do not have a proper spoken English. It's perfectly fine. And I'll tell you the trick I follow. I come from a Hindi and Oriya speaking background. Orissa is an Oriya speaking background, a very rural area. What I do as a trick, I think in Hindi, allow my Hindi conversation to land in my brain and allow the brain to change my conversation in English. As simple as that. So one of the trick I would request all the tier 2, 3, 4 city chartered accountants, young and budding chartered accountants, it's a very, very normal problem that we are not good in English. And English is not our first language. Absolutely fine. But some of the tricks which I just said, use Chat GPT to your advantage, or use my trick of having or thinking in Hindi, sending your brains the waves in Hindi and allow that brain to translate you in English. And if you keep on practicing this for 1 or 2 years, you can be as fluent as I am now having this conversation with you. So that's the cheat sheet for you today. I'm sure many will have smiles on your face. So we arrived about at 10,000 feet, and I think teas and coffees can be served now. So all of you it's around 4:30. If you're in your office, feel free to order tea and coffee from your pantry house. We will now cruise along to around 15,000 feet in next 2 to 3 minutes. Right. The second important thing, which is bridging the gap, they always sold us motivation. Bang on, Dinesh, you are talking nonsense out here. And that's exactly my agenda is. They always sold us motivation. You cannot keep motivating for life on a daily basis. If I have decided to become a chartered accountant, you cannot keep motivating me on a daily basis. Motivation only happens once. After that, it is all about practicing, practicing. All chartered accountants listening, never get frustrated because you chose this profession. You chose this profession, isn't it? I chose this profession. I'm very proud of this profession that earns my livelihood. My daughters go to schools because of my CA degree. I pay my bills because of my CA degree. Whatever reputation I have in the societal community is all because of this profession. I feel very proud of my profession. But then I was only motivated once to do my CA and whatever I have done. Rest is all and all your practice which takes you along. Right. And this is one another question which I get from tier 2, 3, 4 city. Well, I really don't want to talk much. I'm an introvert guy, isn't it? I'll take a pause of around 3 seconds for all of us to think on this slide deck. And I'm introducing you, introvert is a myth. Introverts is an absolute myth. I can tell you that with all sincerity. Because you are at your best version whenever you're with your best friend, isn't it? If that is happening, then by nature you cannot be introvert. And we are in a profession where we actually cannot be introvert. We need to speak up. We need to speak up. And we need to be very, very loud enough when we are spoken and be heard in our profession and in front of clients as well. How will the clients gain trust on us if we speak less? The client wants us to speak more and more, isn't it? If you go to a medical doctor, if I have a bone injury, the medical doctor will give you that comfort. Sit down and he will explain you the problem looking at the X-ray. Do that. And I'll tell you, introvert is a myth. Nobody is an introvert. So when you go back home today, have this conversation with your spouse, if already married. If not, with your friend and say, well, Dinesh told this in today's session. We are actually not introvert, right? We are actually not introvert. When I'm outside with my friend watching Dhurandhar, I'm at my best. Why can't I be in front of my clients? Isn't it? So that's another discussion. Another myth I want to break in terms of bridging the gap. What do I see on the screen here? That is little fascinating. Section 1 of Work-Life Balance Act of 2010. Well, let me give you a disclaimer. Act does not exist. Emotions do. The kind of drama we have had across India on this topic, work-life balance. I'll tell you one of my observation in some of my previous company. Somebody will come to office at 9 p.m., go for a tea break at 9:15, come back at 10. Scroll reels for 45 minutes, start working at 11, again go back for a lunch break at 1 p.m., come back at 3 p.m., again from 3:30 to 3:45, watching reels. He's only working productive hours for less than 3 hours. Hold. Just focus on this slide. If you can get this right, you really don't need a storyteller. You only need a storyteller if you get this right. Work-life balance is having 10 deliverables due, but still spending 45 minutes scrolling reels. Does it hit you hard while I'm presenting to you? If you are feeling embarrassed, it's perhaps maybe you who is doing it, and you need to stop out immediately. And one of the concepts we have been very, very wrongly conditioned is a work-life balance. We always talk about Sachin Tendulkar, isn't it? I'm sure all of you know about Sachin Tendulkar. All of you knew about Rahul Dravid. I mean, the senior partner sitting next to me is a big fan of Rahul Dravid. So am I. And we consciously chose Sachin Tendulkar for this slide today. Now, I'll tell you what is Sachin Tendulkar and Rahul Dravid. Rahul Dravid and Sachin Tendulkar is what you see on screen, right? Successful Dravid. But I'll tell you what goes behind the scene for Sachin Tendulkar, practicing for hours after school, returning home completely, dry, empty, hungry, and falling asleep on the dining table. That's the struggling Sachin Tendulkar in front of you. And likewise with Rahul Dravid. 2003 World Cup, we did not have a wicket keeper. Rahul Dravid raised his hand. He said he wants to be the wicket keeper because for him, the team and the country was way beyond his own milestone. Think again, as chartered accountants, before we even go down the path of telling a story, do we spend times or very obnoxiously wasted time in scrolling reels? If you're doing that, please stop it immediately. If you don't want to stop, it's perfectly fine. But I'm supposed to present this punchline power deck slide in front of you. Now, this isn't a myth, and AI is only the beginning. Now, I have a study in front of me which says, and this should bring a lot of goosebumps to all of us, 80%, I repeat, 80% of the tax advice work, which is now done by people, AI will start doing all of these by the end of 2026. Roundabout punchline, 80% is what I'm talking about in tax advisory. Accounting, financial accounting, IFRS, preparation of financial account, I'm told 75%, and I have a screen in front of me which tells 75% might be done by AI. Is AI a threat? Absolutely not. We need to make it our best friend. You make it your girlfriend, you make it your spouse, you make it your God. But the early you bring in AI into your doors and in your offices, it will create that much more value to you. So we are having this conversation around about 4:35 p.m. of 6th of April. And this is where I want to give little jittery now. In next 15 minutes, fasten your seatbelts because there is going to be a bumpy ride and I'm going to stop all servings of tea snacks now because next 15 minutes is going to be very difficult conversation with all the chartered accountants watching or listening live out here. Well, this is the slide deck now, and you're going to be amazed. The entire presentation has been prepared by AI. Any goosebumps? Anything? People on the screen, I'm sure they would have started watching. People working on the laptop would have started watching the screen right now. If you're doing that, it's absolutely right. All the slides which I shared so far, I didn't prepare any of the slides. I repeat, I didn't prepare any of the slides. I just gave an instruction to AI. Well, tomorrow I have a session. These are the instructions given by Madhukar sir and Priyanshu sir and my discussion with Yagnesh ji. Can you prepare a slide deck for me? So the slide deck which you are seeing is only prepared by AI. And I'm playing the role of a storyteller right here. All right, and this is where I said I'm going to stop serving tea and coffee right now because now it's the weather conditions will be bad and we are going to have some difficult conversation in next 3-4 slides. Well, before that, this is again the AI has given me. Wow, that's mind-boggling. Let's go through this. Chartered accountant. I said, AI, give me a full version meaning of chartered accountant. And there you go, chartered. C for communication, H for holistic thinking, analysis, risk undertaking, technology, ethics, relationship, right there, and the decision-making process. And accountability, you have adaptability, curiosity, ownership, understanding clients, networking, time management, accountability, negotiation, thought leadership. People watching, spend 3 seconds, 5 seconds on this slide. I will actually be mum counting 5 seconds before I utter a word again. And this is done by AI, not Dinesh Agarwal presenting to you today. Great. We move on. This is something I picked up from the Prime Minister of our country in one of his speeches in Parliament, and this is where he talks about value addition. Look at the bottom left one. Nice mango pickle. I think the mango season is on, right? That's the reason I'm also called the mango man globally for some other reason. But I on purpose picked up mango. If you just try to sell mango in isolation, 50 rupees per kg, isn't it? Maybe 100 rupees per kg, Indian rupees. But look at the topmost, that sells mango at 500 rupees per kg. I mean, nothing but the value add, bringing in, adding in a Madhuri Dixit into your as your brand ambassador, or having a photograph of Durandar, or having a photograph of Vijay and Rashmika getting married recently. That simply augments the entire value creation chain. So my request to all of you again, and I know I'm repeating this again, tier 2, 3, 4. Think about the packaging as we move along. Think about how you want to package your stuff, how you want to position your story in front of your client, whether it's your auditing client, it's your GST client, it's your tax client, and all. And the more you do storytelling through value addition, the more it will enhance your ability to charge more fees. And this is a little bit to bring smile on everybody's face because, as I said, we are going to have some difficult conversation. That's lace package. Any guesses? How much do we pay in India for that? 50 rupees? 40 rupees, sir? 20 rupees? 20 to 50. We are paying for air. It's just one large potato. That's the value addition Lays has done to us. I mean, that's an incredible value addition. But just to give you a sense, when we talk about the top consulting firms and all, trust me, the quality of advice doesn't change materially. It's how you package your conversations and your advice. I have dealt with most of the big consulting firms, and trust me, I can get the same quality technical report from one of the finest chartered accountants in perhaps Balangir in Orissa, or maybe Patna in Bihar, right down there in one of the cities, one of the towns in Karnataka and Jammu and Kashmir. But what it really matters or makes a difference is the packaging. So that's Lace for you. One large potato, around about 50 grams. So the total operating cost of this potato Lays is not more than 30-40 paise, and we end up paying 50 rupees. Don't pass a value judgment. I want to park this idea in front of you now. Right, so let's talk about you. As I said, the CA practice, the gaps, and the bridge we need to bridge here. Well, this is a famous case study. He passed all 3 levels of CA. I'm talking about Vipin, my friend, and I know he's watching live, or he's live now. He's the CEO of one of the news channels in India, business news channels. And that's the case with him. I didn't give his full name because I don't want you to know about that he failed or passed his CA exam. But he is the CEO of one of the biggest news channels in India as we speak. He cracked CA in one shot, everything. But 5 years into practice, he struggled. And that's not the one story. That's, I think, a story across all of us, isn't it? It's absolutely fine if you're struggling. First is we need to accept we are struggling, and then only we can bounce back in life or go to a different level. All what I've discussed so far, if you're Hindi, if you're coming from a local vernacular language, that's your strength. Just understand a concept in tax accounting in your local language, if you can really understand it well. And then you translate those in English and have those delivered in English. Perfectly fine. Don't get into a rush of kind of really augmenting your English. Not required. English is not our first language. And we are proud and I feel very proud to say Hindi is my first language. I lived in Orissa, so Oriya is my first language for that matter. Right? It's absolutely fine. But your ability to translate in English, and I've given you a trick already. Chat GPT is what you need to refer. Right, some hard facts now. 5.28 lakh CAs registered in India, 68% prefer job over practice, and this is something even Madhukar sir said is typically happening. Average annual revenue, and the last one is telling a kind of a big punchy story across the globe. What's going wrong? Or actually, there is nothing wrong. I don't see this as a glass half empty. I see this as a glass half full in front of all of us, right? And this is where the gap will get filled. The technical mindset to entrepreneur mindset. I know tax law better than anyone else. Absolutely. Nobody else than a chartered accountant knows tax better than anyone else. But I solve problems for my client. When you get out to the tax audit, if you keep on having the mindset of filing it on, what is the deadline? 31st of October for tax audits? I mean, 4-5 days, tick the box, whatever is the form, come on, I mean, start interacting with the client right after the books are closed. We're talking about April, May, and understand the story. If you even if you put the financials in one of the AI software, of course, do ensure the proprietary and confidentiality. You don't have to work very hard. I'm going to give you some of the cheat sheet right in this discussion. If you even put some of the financials in AI and all, it will give you a full picture view. It will tell you what's going wrong in the financials, things or areas of improvement, whether it's a top line or the middle line or the bottom line or above the line, below the line. All AI can give you. So I'm actually trying to make you a little lazy in this talk today, in this session today. Please become lazy and start using AI. I mean, that's one key takeaway from today's session is please become lazy, start using AI, but start using AI to become better decision makers in your lives. That's the whole point. Clients should come to me. This is very fascinating. I don't know how many of you watch cricket across India, and I'm sure all of you watch cricket. And I don't know how many of you remember, Saurav Ganguly actually pulled up his t-shirt in Lords, and he really rotated his t-shirt, showing to the public when he won one of the NetWest Trophy Championship in Lords against England, right? Against England. That was the change in mindset in Indian cricket. I repeat, that was the change in mindset in Indian cricket. Anup Gidwani ji has joined me, who is an ICC umpire and a very respected person in cricketing circuits. He's actually watching us live today. He would be smiling when I say that. But I tell you what was used to happen early. When you have a fielder in a long on or a long off, and a Pakistani batsman hits you he hits you in a long on or a long off, the fielder would wait for the ball to come on to him. And by then, the players would have taken 3 runs. It's Saurav Ganguly era, followed by Rahul Dravid era, which asked all the long on and the long off fielders to attack the ball and reduce those 3 runs into 2s and 2s into 1s. And that's exactly the point in the second one. I build relationships. So clients should come to you. No, you please go to the client. Please, my humble request, you go to the client and I'll tell you the world of difference it's going to make in building the trust. I'm sitting here in an AC room, but after this meeting, Ravi sir and I, we are having back-to-back meeting with the clients. So we'll be up and running till 10 p.m. after the discussion today. Go out there and have this meeting with the client. I charge by an hour, I price by the value I deliver. And you remember the pickle boxes I showed to you? If I were to say it's a pickle box, 1 kg mango, I'll charge 30 rupees. But the same pickle, nicely packaged, it's being sold at 500 rupees per kg. So you charge the price by the value you deliver. I'm a compliance expert. I'm a trusted advisor. Now, I want to spend little time on this. I'm a compliance expert or a trusted advisor. And I'm sure Yogesh ji, when he talks about professional competency, he will give you more perspective on the entire storyline around this. I mean, if I keep on having a solo mindset that I'm only a compliance expert, I will remain a compliance expert. But if I say, hey, it's all about you batting in the front foot, or you're batting on a back foot. I would request all the CAs start batting on the front foot and become trusted advisor. And you'll say, Dinesh, you are doing absolute nonsense. I have been hearing this expression trusted advisor since I took up CA as a profession. But I'll tell you, this is one thing which will keep on happening for ages and ages. And you will only become a trusted advisor when you start doing A, B, C on the right side, which is appropriately marked under green and not under red. I solve problems for my client, build relationship, value, trusted advisor. Fees are too low, I can't help. Oh, come on. I mean, if you create value system, I don't think people will pay anything less. If some parents, and I want to bring everybody out here in this conversation, same parents in a tier 3 school are ready to pay 1,50,000 for schooling, and they never question about what's happening, what's not happening. Why would they not pay to a chartered accountant? I work alone. Why do I need a team? I built a team, brand, and a legacy, right? This is a slide I want you to take home, take a printout and put it in your office if that makes sense to you. That's the mindset gap which we are talking about. And this is one of the most difficult conversation. As I said, next 15 minutes, we are going to have some difficult conversation. And this is one of those. CAs charge 2,000 for GST return that saves clients 2 lakh. Fear of losing clients to cheaper CA. This is one of the problems we typically face, isn't it? No understanding of value-based pricing, comparing fees with adjacent market, not value, silence about fee revisions. Spend some time in this, ladies and gentlemen, and this is one of the discussion I had yesterday with Yagnesh ji as well. If we keep on fearing, the fear of fearing, I repeat, the fear of fearing is far, far, far bigger than the actuals. If we keep on fearing, if it goes to another client, we need to build that ecosystem where we all start supporting each other. If we keep on dropping the price far, far, far too less than a minimum standard, it's something which can be questioned and should be questioned. So I don't know, maybe I propose this and I stand corrected if the audience doesn't agree with me, but we should kind of have a ballpark or a floor pricing or something. IPO comes to the market, it's with a floor price. And if the IPO is not fairly priced, the shareholders will not subscribe, as simple as that. So why not? And if somebody is taking you and doing something at a cheaper price, instead of me kind of getting frustrated, I better understand he's doing something special which I am not doing. And I'll give you one instance of my first manager in life. Many times when others become successful, we always have a mindset of saying, well, he's doing politics and he became successful in life. That's a very typical expression or a reaction we give. अरे वो तो politics करके senior बन गया, वो तो politics करके promotion ले लिया. But when it comes to us, we say हमने hard work करके promotion लिया है. Now that's a very, very, very odd mindset. If he has got promotion, he has something unique which I don't have, and I need to learn that. So that's the bridging the mindset. I will say that when you're seeing somebody at a senior level, there is something unique in him. अगर वो politics भी अच्छा करता है, तो we learn politics from him, ना? What's wrong in that? But उसमें कुछ अच्छा है, तभी तो वो senior बना है, correct? So that's one thing I would say, and this is all about moving from a negative mindset to a positive mindset. So that's the fear trap, and something which we should also talk about in the upcoming slides. And the solo hero syndrome I mentioned on slide number 2, and I want to repeat it again that guys, I'm not a Superman, I'm not Shaktiman, I'm not Dhurandhar. I can't do things alone. The team sitting right next to you is who gets delegated, and they're all doing a great job. And I want to tell to the ICAI and all the members, don't fear anyone. Never have that insecurity in mind. Because people who are insecure, they will only stop their team to come forward. And I'm telling you with all sense of authority, responsibility, I don't feel insecure. So I requested my entire team to be present here in this discussion. Now, this is the takeaway from this slide number 2, that if you want to get into, if you want to get into this, if you want to increase the scale, Prime Minister Modi is talking about we competing and becoming the best consulting firm. I don't agree we should be Big Four. We should be better than the Big Four. And the important aspect here is start delegating. Get some articles, work with them. As I talk to you, I've kind of got 40, 50 articles working for me. So that's the empowerment we are talking about. And trust me, never feel insecure in life. Never feel insecure. This is a mindset point I want to mention. Right. I move to the issue number 3, the Bharat blind spot. I mean, from the lower cities, you guys are very, very close to SMEs and farmers who don't know what a CA can do. I'll give an example. Sadhguru of Isha Coimbatore, he has an ecosystem managing around about 50 kilometers around Isha Coimbatore, taking care of all the buffalo and the cow, the livestock, taking care of farming activity. He has made their entire ecosystem of 50 kilometers around Isha Coimbatore into a phenomenal agricultural producing land. So all the CAs in all the small cities, SMEs, MSMEs and farmers, talk to them. They will be more than happy. And most of the farmers I see in North India, they all write what GLS and Audi A7, A8. Something phenomenal they are doing. Fee sensitivity. If you see, clients in tier 2 towns can't afford metro level fees. Start with the packaging, 9.99 per month, GST and advisory bundle. We have to keep on being creative. The moment we stop creativity, everything will stop. All of you watch Kapil Sharma show, isn't it? If you watch Kapil Sharma show, that guy is nobody in isolation. But that Kapil Sharma show becomes Kapil Sharma show when there is Sunil Grover with him, when there is that Kiku Sharda with him. In isolation, they don't exist, even if they are super talented. So after this discussion, if you are having a close meeting with all the CAs, why don't all the CAs in tier 4 come along and make a very big brand all coming along and reaching out to all your clients? Right, technology is what we are talking about. I said this entire slide deck is prepared by AI, by the way. Zero human intervention, 5 minutes I spent on the slide deck. I sent the entire slide deck to Yagnesh yesterday, and he said, Dinesh, we are good to go. So let's have the conversation live when we are talking. I didn't spend more than 3.5 minutes in preparing this slide deck end to end. Right, the trust, and I'm the last two slides, I'm conscious of time. The trust transaction gap. Talk about people don't pay you for the drill, right? They pay you for the quarter-inch hole which you make. So value comes from there. Issue number 5. And so what I'm going to talk about is some of the things is mentioned, but you will say, Dinesh, you have spoken a lot. Give me some action item. And this is an action item for all of us. And I do stand when I say this. Day 1 to 30, audit yourself, please. List all clients by profitability. Identify your top 20%. Set up a simple CRM. Post one LinkedIn article on your niche. Everybody has a niche. Don't tell me that you don't have a niche. Redesigning offering, create C-service packages, remove lowest fee clients, set up automated reminder, conduct 5 client call. And then from the day 61 to 90, you can start building and scaling up. The biggest mindset gap, if you want to bridge, this is something you can follow. Of course, if you have a better idea, you go for a better idea. But this is what I thought of bringing as a ballpark sense of direction to all of you. And you have my number out there. More than happy to help all the chartered accountants. If you're getting stuck, want to understand how a storytelling happens, more than happy, just give me a call. I'll be more than happy to talk to you and help you in this journey. Do I have anything more? I mean, that's it. That's it from my side. The best CA is not the one who knows the most law. He's the one who sees the whole person behind the balance sheet and guides them towards the best financial life. The mindset gap is real. So is your ability to bridge. Start today. And I didn't mention, some of the pilots don't mention, right? Before the land of aircraft, I think I should mention. We're above Hyderabad now, so we are going to touch down in less than 30 seconds. And as we touch down, I hand it over to Yagnesh to take it forward from here. Over to you, sir.
Yeah, I think it's going to be Priyanshu and Priyanshu.
Yes, thank you, sir, for exceptionally piloting today's session and helping us move beyond financial statements to the clarity clients truly seek. Your insights gave us the right direction to communicate numbers with meaning and confidence. So, distinguished participants, it's now my honor to introduce a stalwart of the profession, a mentor, a teacher, and an inspiration to generations of chartered accountants, CA Yagnesh Desai ji. With a illustrious professional journey spanning over 4 decades, CA Desai embodies a very essence of professional competence, discipline, and lifelong learning. Having begun his practice in 1983, he has built a legacy grounded in excellence in audit and taxation, deep technical command over accounting and IFRS, and an unwavering commitment to knowledge dissemination. His contribution to the profession is truly phenomenal, delivered astounding 1,800 plus sessions and seminars across India and globally, a renowned IFRS trainer of ICAI and Association of Chartered Certified Accounts, a trusted speaker at national and international platforms, honored as the icon of Mumbai, reflecting his impact beyond the profession. But beyond his achievements, what truly defines him in his passion is his passion and for teaching and mentoring. He has not just shared knowledge, he has shaped mindsets, built confidence, and inspired excellence in thousands of professionals. Even after decades of practice, his journey continues to reflect one powerful message: learning never stops, excellence is a habit, and competence is continuous pursuit. Today, he will share his wisdom on the topic that lies at the heart of our professional identity, the professional competence. His insights today will inspire each one of us to raise our standards, deepen our expertise, and refine our professional value. Let's Let us extend a warm welcome to CA Yagnesh Desai. Over to you, sir.
Namaskar. Priyanshuji, allow me to share my PPT, please. Okay.
Yes, you can share.
Is the PPT visible?
Yes, you can do it on full screen mode, sir.
On full screen. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. Is it visible properly, correctly?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
We can see
Am
you.
I audible
Yes.
and visible both?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Thank you very much, Priyanshu, for your wonderful words. And you have been a great support to me for this session. You've been always after me, Desai ji, ye kije, Desai ji, wo kije, and always, you call me with respect. So welcome, ladies and gentlemen, and all participants in this 28th episode of Bridging the Mind Gap, and which has started somewhere in 1st of August, 1st of September 2025. Am I right, Priyanshu?
Sir, 1st September 2025.
2025. This is the 28th episode and still counting. Very good, sir. I'm grateful to the chairman, Madhukarji, and the vice chairman, and all the committee, all the members of the members in practice committee. What a change! What a change! Till now, if I'm not mistaken, the name was Committee for Members in Practice. Now there's a change that practicing members in the practicing members committee, right, sir? It's a very good change.
Members in practice committee.
Members in practice committee. Very good. So what a change. You should keep on updating yourself. This is a living example of how the even CA Institute changes. And there is a lot more to say about the CA Institute. I'll tell you in some time from now. So once again, good evening to all participants and dignitaries. My co-speaker Dineshji and Safa, President and Vice President. I appreciate and thank you for giving me an opportunity to share my knowledge and wisdom with my professional brothers, chartered accountants. Sir, if you look at the very symbol of our Institute of CA, Garuda is depicted there. And Garuda is that reflect the quality expected from a chartered accountant, like fearless, decisiveness, strong, innovative, and able to face the challenges. So the very, very roots of us are embedded in us. That you be fearless, you be truthful, but don't be blunt, be very polite. Fearless does not mean that you be blunt. Decisive, arrive at your reasoned position, arrive at your judgment in a very seasoned and strong and decisive manner. And you carry a strong responsibility without being intelligent fatigue, and very important, ethical compromise. Madhukurji was saying something that I follow the ethics, but I have not studied ethics in great details. And at that point of time, I told Madhukurji, ethics come from within, and they are not to be dictated. They should come from within. So it indicates our basic characteristics, innovation and challenge ready. So challenges are there. They are umpteen challenges today. We have to live in an era of changes, evolution, and all this. I passed my CA in 1983, and since 1983 till 2012, when my son becomes CA, the definition was asset was the same. A resource controlled by an entity from which the economic benefits will flow to the entity. This definition has been changed in just last about 5 years back. The standards were not changed at all. They were kind of a static, but things have changed a lot since the time we moved to India's oblique IFRS. The changes are rampant. The changes have become very regular. Every year there will be one or the other kind of changes, and there are few more changes which have hit us. I'll show you a few slides down the line. So the very symbol, the very emblem of CA Institute reminds us that yes, you have to be fearless, decisive, strong, innovative, and able to face the challenges. When we talk of the logo, there is one very important sentence and there is one important message that ye ya ashishu sukteshu jagrati, awake when the others are asleep. What a philosophy our CA Institute has given us. As I have mentioned here, it signifies the sharp vision and everything. The motto is not just ceremonial. It calls professionals to be vigile, to be prepared for any challenges and ever awakening conscious. I did out the last line, which is very important. A CA must stay awake to changes, risk, standards, and the public trust. I remember an anecdote mentioned by Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji. He mentioned that your signature is so powerful that even banks, financial institutions, and other entities will give finance based on your audit report. So what kind of responsibilities have been given to we chartered accountant? We should be feeling proud of it. But at the same time, this recognition carries the responsibilities. How can we discharge these responsibilities efficiently, effectively, and in a manner which will enhance our respect in the eyes of the public at large, in the eyes of the users of the financial statements? As Dineshji has said, we have to give the report and all this explain to the client. But when the report goes to a user, a stakeholder, I mean, he first see, hey, has it been signed, audited by a chartered accountant? Once he see, he get a sigh of relief. Yes, it has been chartered, it has been signed by him, it has been certified by him. So the kind of respect we get is enormous. But my dear friend, don't forget, there is a responsibility besides the respect. What is the responsibility? To deliver the best, to deliver the correct thing. Where it comes from? It comes from the knowledge. The knowledge which keeps on changing, which keeps on updating. Just about 5 days back, the entire Income Tax Act, which was 65 years old, have been replaced by the Income Tax Act 25. It has been changed topsy-turvy, not few standards, but the entire act has been revamped. And people expect from us, we must apprise them with the changes. We must update with the changes. We must tell them what are the pros and cons of these changes and how we can help them to, to expedite the matter for the compliances. Compliances are very important. The basics are, so what is our, what is our raw material? What is our strength? Our strength is our knowledge. And knowledge comes from the technical competence. So here it's very important. Very important thing done by the ICI. I must say something about ICI. It's not a motherhood statement, but I really mean it, my dear friends. What a hand-holding by ICI. I used some Hindi phrase and I'm kindly pardon me for that. Degree ke saath bhi, degree ke baad bhi. That means ICI is not stopped just by giving you the degree. It says, hey, I'm there to be with you and by your side. ICI's relentless endeavors to help us to update and upgrade a real and use bliss for us. What an amazing dissemination of information and knowledge sharing by ICI. Take the technical guidance, take the educational materials, take the seminars, take the webinars. ICI is not stopping. But the unfortunate part of this is that it comes either free of charge or at abysmally low price tag. And that's the reason we don't value what is being shared by ICI. My dear friends, I'm a CPA also, certified public accountant. I cleared my examination of CPA conducted by the American Institute of Certified Public Accountants. But the kind of support we get from ICI for knowledge updation, knowledge upgradation is immense and no way comparable to what is being offered by AICPA. If you value the kind of material you get from CA Institute for your knowledge upgradation, your knowledge updation, it may be running into few lakhs crore rupees. My dear friend, yes, I mean it. Now here we say that when I say technical competence means what? You have to be equipped with the knowledge. And this knowledge is evolving, is changing. So it's not enough to just read once. As Priyanshu has mentioned that I have imparted many sessions and lectures and I'm a trainer for Indies oblique IFRS. So I always tell them, and this is true not just for IFRS oblique Indies, it is true for every sphere aspect of our practicing chartered accountants. When you study Indies or IFRS, beginning is not enough. One has to keep on updating yourself on a regular basis. Now, today, if I give the quote, if I quote BC Srinivasan City, which I have studied back in 1982, is of no use. It's gone into the oblivion. And many judgments, many case laws are of no use over a period of time with the changing of the Income Tax Act. And we know it very well, my dear friends, that the moment a court judgments gives some any judgment in favor of an assessee, in the next budget, take my words, the Ministry of Finance will say this is not permissible. So that judgment becomes useless. So the point is that it's not enough to know or to start, but one has to be updating himself on a continuous on a continuous basis, because then only you can deliver best to the clients. My dear friends, Dineshji mentioned very much about the AIs and all this, but now with the social media and Google and AI, now, sir, we are getting advices and judgments from our clients. Ji haan, dosto. We get so, sir, why don't you consider this judgment? Why don't you consider this? Sir, I read it like this. So if you're not up to date, you will feel very sorry. You'll get a very sorry figure, and don't allow this to do. Don't allow your clients to have a feeling that they know better than us, they know more than us. Correct, sir? So you have to be always on your toes. Passing CA is not enough. That's the beginning of your owner's journey. The owners being updated and give the best to your clients. Being relevant is very important thing. And sir, I always say knowledge is something, but application of knowledge is very important. I can further improvise immediately. Application of the knowledge, the timely application of knowledge is very important, sir. You're appearing before the income tax tribunal and something you should have argued at that point in time. And if you forget to argue that or forget to quote that particular judgments or the citation, and then when the case was going on, and then when you come out and say, oh my God, I should have quoted this, it's of no use. The point is, timely application of knowledge is very important. Today, we are laden with so many acts. And forget about the acts and all these. We know GST, we know income tax, but they keep on changing. GST is one act where there are umpteen number of circulars, notifications, changes, price notes. So we are all burdened with so many things. But here I must tell you something. Try and learn more and more of less and less. Try and learn more and more of less and less. Meaning, you be a specialist. Don't try to be a master of so many things. Be a specialist and make your niche market in such a manner that you become inevitable. You be synonym of a particular act or a particular area of practice. Yes, we are talking about FEMA. Yes, Dinesh is the synonym of FEMA. You ask him anything, he will answer it. But for that, what he's supposed to do? To keep himself aware of all kind of praise notes, all kind of notifications, all kind of judgments, and that accrues the competence. In today's thing, we call it a technical competence. Why it is more relevant? It was there relevant earlier also. It's not like that a technical competence is the requisite of the today's era. It was not required few years back. It's not like that. It was required then also. But it is more required because now the rules have become very stringent. NAFRA was not there when I cleared my CA in 1983. Correct? FRRB was not there. Ministry of Corporate Affairs, Register of Companies were there. They were not so vigile. They all become online and they can find the default in fractional second. The moment you file MJT 7 or AOC 4, next day you will find a notice. There's the mistake. There's a defect. You'll also find interiors returns and all these. I'm just giving you a few examples just to tell you that now gone are the days when where you could have escaped. Correct? And again, we have seen that MCA are coming out with many punitive actions. Correct? And with the technology now, with the technology of AI, when the department is using AI very widely and they're finding your faults, so you have to be very up to date about that. In good old days, we were not getting any information from the department. The clients were not doing whether return was filed, whether it was assessment was done or not. Now the clients comes to you and say, sir, we got this defect notice from income tax. And that is nothing but that is causing your impairment. You fall down, come down in client's eyes, and that is devastating. ये बहुत खराब चीज है. Don't allow this to happen. But how you guard yourself? How you guard yourself from such mishaps? By being very perfect. Perfection comes from where? From knowledge, from reading, keeping yourself up to date. And there are some things which has been told, and this has been quoted in the Sanskrit a couple of years back, couple of decades back, a couple of centuries back. And I'm going to share it with you what kind of wisdom we Indians had in those days, which is true, relevant even today also. But you'd wait for a few slides. So it's more relevant today in view of all these developments. Yes. A very live and more relevant example, as I mentioned to you, is about the Income Tax Act and about when it comes to my most coveted and most darling subject in days. They had introduced in days 115 about 3-4 years back, and about 2018-19 they introduced in days 116. These totally changed from the perspective of the lessee. And now they are going to come out with one more standards, and that is in days 118, presentation and disclosure of the financial statement. Small things matters a lot. Then they are so-called small things, not anymore small things. The title of this was presentation and preparation of the financial statements. Now they have moved from presentation from that particular title to presentation and disclosures in the financial statements. My dear friends, you'll be shocked to see and learn to see that if an entity prepares statement of income under Ind AS 118, you'll think twice. Hey, am I reading an income statement or a cash flow statement? Yes, I'm not joking. The income statement would look more like a cash flow statement. Topsy-turvy changes. And we have our evergreen GST, who is not tired even today also. Every third day, new notification, new clarifications, etc., etc. And hence, being updated is very, very important. My dear friends, knowledge gives you the confidence. Knowledge gives you the confidence, and the way you speak to a client or any customer or any other authority, the confidence emanates from the knowledge. And I tell you one thing, your body language makes a huge difference than the language. And this confidence comes from your education, from your learning, and from your updating yourself, right? It's not a professional trait anymore. It's a necessity to be in practice. Updating yourself, technical competence is one of the most important ingredients of many important, one of the very important ingredients of the many ingredients of the success. Knowledge itself is not enough. Your behavioral aspect, how to deal with client, how to be presentable, how to use the words, how to use the phrases, how to include, embed the office decorum amongst your staff members. There must be inculcated that the phone call must be answered not beyond the third ring. That was the mandate given by Mr. Vichal Kamath in the Orchid Hotel. And he used to call up, make fake calls just to see and make sure that his calls are being answered. Make sure that every email has been written. So these are all other peripherals which contribute to the success of your practice. But the basic, the fundamental, the rudimentary is your competence. IFEC say the continuous professional development, we call it continuous professional education, and that's the endeavor of ICI to, they wanted to make it compulsory that you must have XYZ number of CP hours. Why? Because they say that unless we make it compulsory, the CA may not on their own learn about or they may not update about the knowledge and all this. But sir, and ultimately, sir, at the end of the day, you satisfy yourself. Satisfaction of yourself is beyond anyone else. Please yourself, and that satisfaction comes from your knowledge, sir. I tell you one thing: it gives you immense power. Right? Yes, this is that. Excellence. And how do you do so, sir? Reading the standard yourself, reading the act yourself, relying rather than before relying on any precedent. Sir, I'll share a short and staccato anecdote with Mr. B.K. Khare, late CA Mr. B.K. Khare, in 1985. I prayed in 1983, and I started practice immediately. But I was a bit confused about some royalty treatment under Section 80O then. So I went to Mr. B.K. Khare for his consultation, and I saw that he was sitting with two sets of Income Tax Act rules and reckoners. So one he kept with me, and one was kept for me. He said, Yagnesh, now let us read this Section 80. I said, sir, you're a very expert, you're an authority. Why do you need to read this section once again? He said, no, Yagnesh, whenever anyone comes to me for any consultation, I make sure to read that particular section, that particular rules without fail afresh. Even if I know that. So that is that attitude. That's the commitment towards the profession. No, I don't want to be overconfident. I want to make sure that whatever I say is true and correct. So that kind of expertise and dedication those chartered accountants those days have. And I had undergone a training for the IBC, Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code. So at that point of time, I forgot the name of that gentleman, the faculty, but he always used to tell us and train and teach that whenever you come across any section, any rule, make sure that you go to that rule and read. And same habit I have developed when I was studying, whether it is US GAAP or IFRS or Ind AS, whenever there is any reference of any standard, even today, I make sure that, yes, I read that particular para of a standard. And that's the reason, sir, I got confident about my application, my knowledge of the Ind AS or IFRS. My dear friends, I want you to have the same kind of thing. Confidence. Confidence emanates from the knowledge, from the power. हमारे दिनेश जी mentioned about Sachin Tendulkar and all this. So I also feel like saying something about Sachin Tendulkar. Can I say something about Sachin Tendulkar, Dinesh ji?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Computer ji, let's talk about Sachin Tendulkar. This incident has taken place in 2007, the third ODI in Hyderabad, and Bread Hog clean bowled Sachin Tendulkar. At that point in time, it was very difficult to bowl him. Brad Hawk was so confident, he came in the green room after the match was over and he said, Mr. Tendulkar, would you mind signing this picture? And that picture was shown, it was shown that he was bowled out by Brad Hawk. Sachin smiled. Yes, I will. And you know what he wrote? This will never happen again. This will never happen again. And believe me, my dear friend, it has never happened. Brad Hawk could never hold him out. Correct? So, how it came from, where it's come from. He has confidence in his practice. He has confidence in his abilities. Knowledge, technical competence lends you the ability. Sachin Kebi, there was one gentleman which was far beyond Sachin, or maybe at par with him, and that was in hockey, Gyan Chandji. Gyan Chandji, in one of the matches, could not score, and he was perplexed. He was terribly upset. Why can't I make a goal today? At the end of first half, everyone was uncomfortable. They were worried. Why? What is wrong today with Dhyanchand? He said, blindly measure the distance. And when they measured the distance, there was a mistake for about 7.5 inches or something. The goalpost was shorter by 7.5 inches. Imagine the kind of knowledge he has. Who helped him out here? He himself. Nobody else. Where he got this from? From his dedication, from his knowledge, from his excellence. So strive for such kind of excellence in your life, my dear friends. Correct? And always check your numbers, check what you say, and never depend too much on anybody. Never depend too much on even AI also. AI can, of course, make your task simple, but ultimately, it's you who have to take the call. And I'm sure, I hope, Dinesh, you won't feel bad about it. When I say that AI is just giving you some direction, but it's ultimately you who have to take the call. Like a pilot, you will take the call and not whatever machine is guiding you, right, sir? And that's why you landed us very safely at Hyderabad. Okay. And so, but rely on, this is how, don't go by what you were doing all these years. Because sometimes people say, and sometimes people of my age, old school, they say, hum to yahi karte the, we used to do such things. And you know, one more thing which people make a mistake, when they discuss about finalization of anything, he said, sir, can I do? Can I write the notes as per what is given? You do whatever has been done as per the last year. Just copy it down. Very devastating thing, and more so in this changing era. I have seen many balance sheet of Indies where till 25 they were using the word significant accounting policies, whereas the name has been changed to material accounting policy information. So don't copy paste and don't think what you were doing till yesterday was always right. Okay, sir? And delegating power management is good, but it's when you delegate, your owners get compounded. And what is the owners is to monitor it. So allow me to use this Sanskrit sloka. I have translated into the English. Acharyata Padmate Padam Shishya Swamekaya. Padam Sabrahmachari Padam Kalakramenach. I'll explain this in English. The first says that 1/4 knowledge you acquire from teacher. When I have teacher this year, even at this age also, I still have gurus. I still follow the gurus. I still follow Girish Ahuja sahab. Girish Ahuja is a kind of Sachin Tendulkar or kind of Dhyanchand of Indian Income Tax Act. When he says, delivers lectures, he always goes impromptu, extempo, impromptu. And is a really pleasure and fun to see him deliver the lecture. He says comma, full stop, semicolon, and verbatim. The kind of knowledge he has, I salute Girish Haujaji. 1/4 from the teacher, 1/4 through the student's own intellectual study and thinking. Click your own. 25% teacher, 25 own. 1/4 from the co-students, peers, and group discussion. Always have group discussion in your office. I've seen that some of the leading chartered accountants, they do have the group discussion in the office involving not just the senior, but giving exposures to the Gen Z. Gen Z, I always hold in a high esteem. I have learned many short commands and the tricks of the Excel and PowerPoint from Gen Z also. So I always say salam aapko janab, and 1/4 comes from the time, maturity, and practice and experience. So you have to keep on practical experience makes. So this complete the whole gamut of learning, the 4 aspects of learning. This traditional Sangeet Subhashita has been cited in Mahabharata. I don't know where it has come from, but believe me, sir, these are the 4 sources where you get the knowledge, when you get to learn. And this script is valid even today also. Then there are the various aspects, how you should distribute your 100% deep technical thing, and then industry specific. Technology and AI is good. I don't discount it. I don't impair AI, but there's one caution, conditions apply. Whatever AI says, don't take it for right and granted. So what we have done in my office is that whenever you use AI, I implore them to use the Indian AI, but with a condition, with a caution that whatever sections, rules, judgment is quotes, double check. Don't simply quote that thing. And in that process, I realized that they are appreciating. And in 1 or 2 things, there was some error. I said, that's fine. Don't look at the flip side. Look at the positive side. Aap ye dekhiye, you see that out of, at least it has done you 80% job, correct? For 20%, you have to do. If you don't do that also, then you will be not required. So make me feel that, yes, when you are inevitable, you are as inevitable as AI. And how one can do so by cross-checking, by double-checking the AI outputs. Sir, our chartered accountants, Priyanshuji, can I narrate some anecdote of 1 or 2 chartered accountants, please, and say something about myself also? Priyanshuji, is that the thing?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Motilal Oswal ji and Ramdev Agrawal Sahab both had come from Rajasthan, and they stayed in one of the hostels in Andheri West. And there was nobody from that family in the stock exchange. Stock exchange was something very unheard of in those days. I mean, it was there, but not that popular like the way it is today. Thank you, sir. I always drink tea in the steel cup. My friend, Mr. Venkat Subramani from Tamil, has taught me this. So there was nobody from that family. And they passed out examination. And then in 1987, they started the company called Motilal Oswal Group. And you can see, you can imagine what kind of scale that company has achieved. So the point is, you are only your limiting factors. Aapke vichar, your soch, your thinking could be your limiting factors. Think right, think wide. But conditions apply. You have to keep on studying incessantly. Don't be afraid of failures. We often see the success of so many people, but we have never known how many times they've failed. They never will tell you that how many times they failed, because we never inquired with them. But if you see, I have visited AIIM Ahmedabad and Calcutta House as a faculty. So at that point of time, I was asking few successful businessmen. I said, congratulations on being very successful in the first attempt. I deliberately used the word first. He said, no, Mr. Desai, let me be very honest and humble. I had failed 3 projects. I failed in 3 projects. So don't look at their success only, see that how much they have toiled in. Correct, sir? They started small thing, but their dedication, their see, knowledge, technical competence reflects in your personality. What you give it to your client, it speaks volume about your knowledge. Talking about myself, I come from a very humble middle class family. I cleared my CA in 1983, not the first attempt, but the third attempt. And then from the day one, I was in practice. Though there was no family support, no family background, support was there, family, but no background. No one was advocate, CA, a businessman in our family, but I tried. I said, let me try. If I don't success in about a year or two, I'll join a bank. But before that, sir, in 1979, I had got a bank job. I left the bank job in 1980 and pursued my CA because it dil mein zehn tha. There was a burning desire that I want to be a CA. Correct? Then I didn't stop at that point in time. I continued my pursuit of CA, studying, and in 2003, I passed my CP examination. Friends, I'm sharing this, my anecdote with you. One condition: don't consider it as my self appreciation, but I want to invigorate you. I want you to give an example that if IMD can do, why can't you do it? Yes, you can. But conditions apply. Be after your goal with sincerity. Nothing is impossible. So when I did my CA, CPA, I was appearing for CPA examination, preparing for examination. I went to Denver and took my exam there. So people were asking me, Desai Saab, you had no international context, nothing. That why do you still want to? I said, no, I just want to know and learn something. And suddenly, we developed contacts in US. We did a lot of job of US gap conversion. The same company which we were helping them, they were also into the IFRS and they had some European clients. So they introduced us to European client for the IFRS assignments. And now see, it's not stopped there only. And this knowledge of IFRS, which we acquired in 2006, 2007 from the manuals of the European companies, helped me understand the nitty-gritty of Indies a lot. I had mastered Indies IFRS much before in 2006-7, much before. In India, it was introduced in 2016 and 17. Correct? 2015, it was voluntary. 2016, it was mandatory. It helped me. It came very handy. So knowledge once acquired will never go waste. But there has to be a zeal in you that I want to learn a lot. And believe me, my dear friends, my journey is not stopped even today. Ji haan. On 1st April 2026, my son and me both appeared for Maharashtra CET, Common Entrance Test, for 3 years LLB on 1st April 26, because I want to pursue now 3 years LLB. Because on my own, I can always read contracts and Indian Negotiable Act or everything, but like Indian Hindu Succession Act. But no, that seriousness will not be there unless I go for a degree, unless I go for a particular course. So this will help me hone my skill. It will help my drafting in a very superlative manner. So the point is that never stop learning. It's a continuous and a cumulative process. And this learning will give you the power. As far as we are concerned, we have to be abide by so many restrictions. So competence is not just a trait, it's a defense. You do your best work and make sure that no one will catch you. Correct, sir? So we have to be abide by so many things, and RBI, FEMA, SEBI, company law, industry bodies, and even the company law, they keep on changing. So many things, sir. So the point is, it's not enough to start, but one has to continue the learnings. Don't put full stop, put comma to them. This is a small example, I think, in view of timeliness, I may not go in for that, but the point is that the knowledge helps you a lot, sir. Documentation. Now, knowledge which is there in the book is of no use unless it is used. I would put unless it is used timely manner. Life after AI has changed a lot, sir. No denying is a bliss for us. The work which used to take 3 days, 4 days, 5 days, like Ganesh say that he took hardly 3 to 4 minutes to generate this entire PPTs is a great thing. Huge saving of time. Even we do it, sir. Even we do so many things using the AI, but with a caveat. Correct, sir? So for routine things, and there are so many agentize and all these which is helping you. And so what we do, sir, we encourage our staff members, the family members of our company, that you please learn. We make them a mandatory that you have to come out with one this thing. We have given, as far as companies income tax at 25 is concerned, we have allotted this thing. We make them learn a lot. Group discussion makes a huge difference in knowledge gaining. And don't think that I being a main partner, or my son being my son being another Anand, my CA, my son CA, we should only learn. No, we give them. We then tell them, come on, I want to learn from today. I want to learn from today. And I don't feel ashamed of telling me that I want to learn this from today. We give certain section, so knowledge upgradation for the articles and for the CAs is must, because we must impart them and equip them to face the person. Verify what is being given by the AI. Don't blindfoldedly rely on them. And of course, it all depends on in good old days, they were saying computer is as intelligent as the user himself. There was a saying in good old days, computer is as intelligent as the user himself. And the same sentence is applied even today. The AI is as intelligent as you put the prompts. You give three people a scenario and ask them to give the output of that. But you will find different answers where the different rise in the prompts, the question they ask to the AI. Right? And sir, there's a Sanskrit saying, a ruler is respected in his own land, whereas a learned person is respected every year. Learning is the most selfish attribute one should have. See the benefit. The more you learn, the beneficiary are you only. Still, people give respect. Are you getting my point? You're upgrading yourself. You're improving yourself mentally, intellectually, and still people say, Namaskar, sir, we are very happy about you. We appreciate your knowledge and all this. Correct, sir? There's nothing in the world as purifying as knowledge. Keep the technical depth alive, refreshing, learning from practice, not from the classroom, and converting knowledge into the service. Application of timely application of knowledge is very important. Priyanshuji, hello.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So I believe I was given 45 minutes time. If you allow me, there is some auxiliary slides, but this common thing about how you should. It will help in the practice that agar aap zyada the to kare, otherwise I have no issues about it, because
You can do it, sir. We are having 5 to 6 minutes. If you can cover it, then it's fine with it.
And this has nothing to do with this subject per se. It is something bit general and maybe perhaps repetitive.
Mhm. Yeah, we can take 5 minutes max.
Okay. I'm a very ardent reader. So this I have extracted from one of the readers as is living better, feeling better. So there was a very interesting topic, chapter, how to improve your luck. I was shocked and astonished as to your luck, Bhagya, we Indians talk, but how they are saying about luck. And there were this 5 sub points: form as many friends as possible, help as many people as possible, because there's always an instinct, there's always a feeling for anyone to reciprocate what they've done for them. And I always say, we all must have, we are all conversant about the saying that give and get, give and take relationship. I like to say, don't take Take it means you're explicitly taking something. I believe in give and get. You get only when you deserve it. Correct, sir? And honor your hunches. They've given the example, Conrad Hilton, then old hotel, he acquired an old hotel in Chicago and submitted a bid for about 165,000 USD. And sorry, this AH was missing. He was vaguely disturbed and uncomfortable that night. When he woke up, he was getting a feeling that somehow his bid may not be accepted. And he immediately submitted another bid for $180,000. And believe me, my friends, it turned out to be the highest one. The next one down below him was 179. Hunch, gut feeling, respect. That's the message given by the Almighty to you. Sorry, I'm a bit philosophical, but please do practice such things. Be bold, but at the same time polite. Always say namaskar. And if I don't agree with anyone, I would say, namaskar, sir, I agree with you. To disagree. And then put your point mildly. And never be sarcastic if someone has given a wrong answer. Don't humiliate anybody. Today it's him. Tomorrow it could be you in front of someone else. Don't think that you have mastered a particular subject, so you'll be mastering another subject. Today it's him, tomorrow it could be you. Limit your losses. This is about a financial thing. And be prepared for the problems. Be prepared for the loss of audit of private companies. This is very relevant and very contemporary. It has been proposed by the Ministry of Corporate Affairs that the audits of a private limited company below a certain threshold limit may not be compulsory anymore. This agenda has been recommended to the parliamentary committee, and they are going through this. So about tier 1, 2, 3, 4 cities, many chartered accountants may lose these opportunities. Don't worry, sir. When God closes one, he would open many. Dariyamat, it's not end of the life, sir. Correct? And so the point is that be prepared for the problems. Correct, sir? Envisage the problem. Think that what could happen, like a chess master. Chalte chalte, few words. Confine your success to your heart and not let it go to your mind. Don't be complacent as regards the knowledge. Don't stop learning. Sorry, I mentioned here, I just appeared for CET for the LLB 3 years. This is not to sing laurels about me or anyone for that matter. I'm giving you a lead, a tip that you can also do it. And for that, just start once, and then it becomes automatic. It's not difficult, sir, at all. I would say two things. Indian CA is very difficult to pass, whereas LLB is very difficult to fail. At the same time, I would put in a very humorous manner that CPA is difficult to fail, sir. Take my words. May it be Australia or USA. Procrastination is the biggest enemy. Very true. And you'll see it make a miracle in your life. ओके सर, प्रियांशु जी, जब आप दर्शन देते हैं तो हम समझते हैं कि हमारी समय की सीमा आ गई है.
Thank you, sir, for your truly powerful session on the professional competence. Your insights have inspired us to elevate our knowledge into excellence, judgment, and the trust that defines true professionalism. So with these words, we would be taking one or two queries from the members. So the first one I would ask from Dinesh Agarwal, sir. When clients recommend a chartered accountant to others, what specific demonstration of professional sorry, sir, it's for you, Yagnesh, sir. When clients recommend a chartered accountant to others, what specific demonstration of professional competence leaves the deepest and the most lasting impression?
Can you repeat the question, please? When a client recommends another
recommend a chartered accountants to others.
Yeah.
What specific demonstration of professional competence leaves the deepest and the most lasting impression?
Correct, sir. So I assume, and we have been doing it, so we have been exploring is that my client recommends another client, right, sir? And
Yes, yes,
that's why I could increase the chain of my film fraternity clients.
yes.
Sir, so as I told you, the confidence which my client has developed in me, that for this issue, you please go to Yavnesh Bhai, and he is a panacea. He'll take care of my problem. So there was a punchline which I have written in my cabin, that you are not allowed to carry your worries with you. You're not allowed to carry your worries with you. Leave it to us. So that kind of assurance we have given to them, that okay, yes, we are there. The fact is there, we are there with you. Enhances their confidence and comfort level. And in practice, my dear friends, as I told you, it's not just the knowledge, but getting the comfort level is very, very important. Once you develop the comfort level, nothing matters much. The clients sometimes, if they're bargaining XYZ, after 1 or 2 years, they will say, Mr. Desai, don't worry, just send your bill, that's it. So that comfort level develops, and that emanates from their services, timely services. Yes. You're on a mute, Priyanshu.
Okay.
Huh.
So, Dinesh sir,
I was
this is for
wondering
you.
why you become speechless,
Yeah, yeah. Actually,
Just in a lighter way, dear,
very
please.
sensitive. It's very sensitive. The touch is very sensitive.
I
So,
know, appreciate.
Dinesh sir, uh, what practical techniques can professional use to convert a complex balance sheet or MIS into a boardroom level conversation that promotes a business owners can instantly upon?
Quick one, less is more. When it comes to boardroom discussion, which you're saying less is more. Top three items
Yes.
which is impacting the sustainability, just present those in boardrooms. Half a page, not even a full page, half a page, three burning items, and you would know the best as the chartered accountant advisor for your client. For example, the discussion which I am going through now as a transfer pricing expert is all what is happening in West Asia and what would happen to all the FAR analysis of all the ships going across Hormuz, Strait of Hormuz. Who's going to take the accountability? Who will pay for the insurance? So that's the top-notch issue which is up and running. And less than a page, three points. Go to the audit committee. Go to the boardroom with a solution. By the way, Priyanshu sir, if you don't go with a solution, that paper doesn't carry any value.
Okay, sir. So, yes, sir, this one's for you. Is professional competence today more about knowing the law or about knowing how to apply it meaningfully to the client's business re- uh, really?
Priyanshu, come again, please, because there was some disturbance in your audio.
Yes, yes.
In today's,
Is
please.
is is professional competence today more about knowing law or about knowing how to apply it meaningfully to the client's business?
What a fantastic question. Who is the, if you can divulge the name of the one who asked the question, can you please tell me who is the one who asked the
No,
question?
we cannot tell
You
right
cannot find,
now.
absolutely no issue.
Yes.
But I must tell
Yes.
you, fantastic question, beautiful question, wonderful question. So it's the blending of both the things, knowing and application both. As I told you at some point in time, it's not enough to know, but timely application. I had used the word application, then I immediately improved it. Timely application of knowledge is important. Like the way when I go to impart training at IFRS or Indies, my student, my participant is not interested how much do I know. They are interested in how much am I parting them. What is my value addition to him? Now, change come to the client and the consultant. The client is concerned about what degrees I'm holding, whether I'm a CPA or CA, or I'm the rank holder, or whether I'm doing LLB or I've done XY number of certificates course. He is not concerned about it. You tell me, sir, how you're solving my problem. And solving the problem is the biggest trait of a very successful practicing chartered accountant. They should have one confidence about you. With YMD around, I don't need to bother about anything. He will take care of any situation. So knowledge and application of knowledge both are two sides of the same coin.
I think we lost Priyanshu ji.
Yeah, because he was, I think he was reading something and then suddenly.
Mhm. I think we're almost done as well. Just 4 minutes to down and we close the session. But
Yeah,
if
that's
they
fine,
have-
but there has to be a proper closure, and institute does do a proper closure. The program, they don't leave like this. It may be
Worst
some
case-
it may be some
Worst case,
technical.
worst. I mean, Priyanshu ji is back. Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
I think the connection got lost.
Then it's okay. It's okay. Perfect.
Yeah.
We understand it is
So
beyond.
this is the last question for Dinesh sir. At the end of the day, at the end of the every client meeting, what should the client remember more clearly? The the numbers or the story behind the numbers, and how can CA consistently create the clarity?
Story behind the numbers, no brainers for that. He doesn't have to remember the numbers, he has to remember the story behind the numbers. How can CES create an impact? As I always say, if you looked into my presentation, dot 40 minutes ended. Less is more, I always say, which means I have to go back to the drawing board, prepare what are the touch points for the client and make a presentation. Lekin, when you're making a presentation, don't speak more than 30 words in a minute, I would recommend, because the slow you are in having that conversation with your client, the more you would come across as a person with authority on your subject. All right. So that's, I would say, would be the punchline. Less is more, less is the key word here.
All right, sir. So that's all for now. So
Priyanshu
as
ji,
we-
can I interrupt for a minute, please?
yeah, sure, sir, sure.
Only 3 lines. There are 2 types of people generally. The one who sees the opportunity, CEASE. The second category is one who SEIZE, sees, capture the opportunities. I would like people not to be in any of these categories. All my participants today, I don't want you to be in the first category or even the second categories, because I got for you the third category, and that is the one who creates the opportunity. And my dear all participants, all the very best to you. Do create an opportunities. Don't just wait for the opportunities to knock your door. Thank you, Priyanshu bhai.
Thank you, sir. As we conclude for this enriching session, let us remember the future chartered accountants is not just reporter of numbers, but the translator of insights, a trusted advisor, and a strategic partner in growth. On behalf of the members in practice committee of ICI and SAFA SMP committee, I extend the heartfelt gratitude to our distinguished dignitaries today, Mohammad Himayu sir and CA Praveen Jha sir, our esteemed speakers, CA Dinesh Agarwal ji, CA Yagnesh Desai sir, and all the participants for their active engagement. I would like to share that today we are having around 1,500 participants.
Wow.
And around we are having more than 120 participants from other SAFA countries. And I would also request everyone to please share your feedback. The viewers, they have got a feedback link on the viewers link. Your feedback is very important for us. We don't take the feedback as a criticism. We take it like we have to change and how to upgrade ourselves. So thank you once again. Stay inspired, stay informed, and keep adding value to the profession. Thank you so much. Have a great evening. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Have a
Thank
great
you.
evening. Enjoy yourselves.
Great evening, sir. Enjoy.
Yeah.
Tech team, please stop.